the first reason that I think we're leaving the church is the restriction of the full expression of our flesh. I would say that I would expand on that. The millennial of today, we want to live our most true happy life on earth. We have one life on earth, and we want to be able to express whatever it is that we are feeling, or whatever we think we are, freely. The church has a huge restriction on our full expression of who we think we are, and that's just the truth.
So give me an example.
You can be gay, you can be transgender, you can be queer, you can't curse if you want to curse, you can't twerk if you want to twerk, you can't just have your own thinking, they think for you. There's so many layers of how it feels like with each stroke in the swimming pool of this thing called religion, Christianity. It just feels like in our mind, we think with each stroke of it, ourself is getting lost.
Yourself is supposed to be getting lost.
That is good.
Sorry. But here's the thing.
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Because that's the thing. And that's why we're exiting the church more and more. Because when we would want to have these type of conversations, you're supposed to get lost. But yeah, it's not as point blank period as you would say that. So when you now bring them into a setting that says you can't be this, you can't be that, you can't be that, they automatically think that you are taking away me, you're taking away my happiness, you're taking away the full expression of who I want to be in this life.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why millennials.
So can I answer that one and then we move to the next one?
Go ahead.
I can understand where you're coming from. And I was laughing inside when you were talking. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm not a millennial, but when I came to Christ, I felt the same way. I know.
So loud.
Well, you've got on headphones. What can I say? You've heard that we're okay on sound. Okay, good. Now, I felt the same way. And I think that every new believer actually feels that way. However, I was blessed to have mentors who broke things down for me so that I did not see it as a personal attack. I did not see it as a religious attack. I saw it as God wanting me to transform into his image. And there's certain things about what I was doing that had to fall off. Everything in the world is not God's preference. And so there are choices that we make, and there's this little thing called sin. And I think that when it is explained as sin is you're a horrible person because you like that it is very off-putting.
But that's what happens. And you said you were lucky enough to have mentors.
Exactly. Can I finish?
We don't.
Can I finish? So that was the point that I was going to bring up. I think that the church has done a poor job of presenting God, presenting the gospel, why we do what we do, why we don't do what we don't do. Sin is not explained as something that hurts us and hurts others. And that in God's love, he has given us his word as a guideline, a guidepost to get rid of things that will eventually hurt us or cost us a lot. It's not explained. What we come against is a religious barrage. And I did meet up with that. There were those that were like, you can't smoke anymore. You can't go there anymore. Pull down that dress. And why is you got so much makeup on your face? And no, I mean, the list, I can give you the list of things I was told not to do. And it was very frustrating. It was confusing. I thought when I came to God, I was supposed to feel better. I was supposed to feel good about this thing called knowing God. And I struggled a lot. But blessedly, God brought people into my life to break those things down and give me an understanding of, okay, I understand now why that's not a good thing. That's not a good lifestyle decision for me. You know, when it even comes to gay people, I mean, I had a conversation with a friend of mine. He probably got a little upset with me because I said, I'm just bored with the whole conversation. He said, what? I said, I'm bored with the whole conversation because I think that the church has done a great disservice to people who make alternative sexual choices. They've made it a special sin. It is listed in the Bible that it's sin, but it's not a special sin. And I think the minute you make it a special sin, it becomes insurmountable. It becomes something that, oh my God, this is a mountain I can't climb and never get over. And I don't think that that's fair. And I mean, why don't you beat up people who lie?
Yeah.
Why don't you beat up people who are fornicating, period? Why don't you beat up people who are in adultery? You sweep those things under the carpet and then make them a civil case. That is not fair. That is not God. I don't think it's Christ-like.
Yeah, it's not.